Starfield's recent update was an absolutely monumental one. It came with loads of awesome new features, such as city maps, and a few hints at what we could be seeing in the future. Now, we did see a little bit of a hint at some space buggies, and the tiniest glimpse into the Shattered Space DLC. Literally a screenshot, that was it. And I was hoping we'd see a little bit more, but we didn't. But with that massive update, they actually snuck in a few features. Now, city maps was a big one, and alongside that, they've snuck a few other items into the update as well, without them being on the patch notes. So today we're going to look at the hidden features that came with Starfield's latest update. If that sounds good to you, subscribe to the channel, drop a like in the video, and stick around for much more Starfield content. If you're a fan of survival games, check out our main channel in the link tree down below. Now, the city maps is obviously the first major addition, but there is an extra part to this which wasn't really brought up too much. Now, as you can see, there are two different shades of actual icons here. Now, all of these icons are now actually individual locations. Now, you can actually fast travel from one location to another, providing you've discovered it first. Now, as you can see, they are very light there and there and there, but this one is dark, so all you got to do to discover it is just simply run up to it. And then once you're in there, that is the location discovered. Unfortunately, we don't get a little chunk of XP for these. I think that would have been cool. A little bit of XP for new locations discovered. Now, having the ability to use the scanner has greatly improved. They've had many additions to it, but with this update, another sneaky little thing they added with these locations too means you can now fast travel to each one using your scanner. So they don't just work as an active location. Now you can simply open it up regardless of distance and then simply press the button and fast travel to the direct location. So if you are out there with a vendor, you want to move from one vendor to another and sell items a little bit quicker with obviously that max vendor credit, all you've got to do is press on it and fast travel over to each vendor, which will take a little bit of time away if you are doing a big selling spree. Now, another thing these maps are actually useful for is checking ships that have landed on a planet that you're on. Now, as you see, a ship has just come in and landed on the other side over there. Then, if you open your map, you will actually be able to see a ship. So, as you can see there is a ship right there that's just landed in. This is the one. Now, unfortunately, there's not too many details on what the ship is. Now, if you are a pro, you can tell what sort of parts it's got just by this bit. You can zoom in and get a decent view of it. I think it would be cool if it gave you sort of ship details, let you know what type of ship it is, where it's come from. Even when exploring the site, once it's been explored and you've boarded the ship, you don't get any more details on the ship type or what it is, which I think is a massive missed opportunity. I think being able to see what type of ship it is and making a sort of decision then as to whether you're going to go over there and have a look at what it is, or whether you're just going to move on, carry about your normal day and do some looting and shooting elsewhere. With the new gameplay settings, you also now have the ability to starve and be hungry. With this one here, this is sustenance. Now, if you want bonus XP, switch this up to positive and negative. So this means you get positive and negative effects from eating and drinking. So as you can see here, when you are fully hydrated, depending on what you've eaten, you've got attack bonuses, reload speed bonuses, and obviously the O2 recovery. And when you are fed, you will have extra health, extra melee damage, and the carry capacity will be pretty normal, which is always good and useful. The carry capacity, especially if you've got that in your XP settings where certain things weigh more or not. Now, obviously, carry capacity is a big pain in the ass anyway, so you can, if you do want to, turn that off also in the settings. But having the ability to eat and drink to keep ourselves at full health, that now makes things so much better. Especially if you're a survival fan, because now, as you can see here, fed for 30 minutes, hydrated for 30 minutes, you need to keep an eye on food and hydration and the buffs and debuffs that things actually give you, because they take into account a hell of a lot more if you've got the settings tweaked. So it does change the gameplay experience and gives you extra XP or less XP depending on which way you want to go with it. Now, this was teased quite heavily, and you probably already know what it is, but this is ship decorations. Now, you'll find this panel on any ship that you own, and you can simply activate it and enter the decoration menu, or you can pretty much go on F and then press R to decorate. So open your scanner, the same as you would inside one of your outposts. But you can also use this panel on the wall. Now, as you can see here, these are all of the actual modules that you can get for the ship. Now, because the ship decoration is now a thing, all of these come with empty variants. So you can have an empty workshop, empty science lab, empty living quarters. That way you can put all of your own furniture inside if you want to. Now, alongside all of that, they've also added a whole host of new decorative items. Yes, these can also be placed inside your ship. First off, we have 8 new chair variants. Then 2 new bed variants. Then 5 new desk types, which are a lot bigger than some of the other ones that we have currently. Tons and tons of new pictures. There's over 20 new pictures, including the 7 new framed photos that have been added. A new rug variant alongside new tapestry variants, which can be hung from the ceiling only. Then we've got a set of numbers which go from 0 to 9 and the alphabet all the way, all 26 letters. So you can pretty much spell out anything you want if you want to separate your base a little bit more and have it labelled. Then finally, some new plant variants. As you can see here in this concrete type, they come in different shapes and sizes with different specifications of the plants that you have in them, so you can make a really cool outpost if you pick the right location. So that is all of the new features that were added that weren't actually mentioned in any of the patch notes. Yes, obviously ship decoration was mentioned, but they didn't mention that there was going to be a little console inside the ship itself, which I thought was quite cool. I like the console. It took me a few minutes. I was trying to open it thinking that it was a safe, and I just thought I was pressing the wrong button. Turns out I wasn't pressing the wrong button. It was actually to decorate your ship. But really quite cool. I like that little console's there. It adds a little bit more to it inside the ships, and I enjoy that. Especially with the new empty habs as well. They are quite cool. Now, as I did mention, we did see a future glimpse into what we could be getting in the next update, and that is space buggies. Now, whether they will actually be coming in the next update or not is yet to be seen. I do hope we see some news from the team about that relatively soon. Alongside that, they have named this update the May update, so do you think we could see monthly updates? I could be way off here and just reading too much into things, but it would be nice to see monthly updates going forward with Starfield. Now, Shattered Space, we don't have any news on that yet, other than that one little screenshot that we did see at the start. Now, that has been pushed back to fall, I believe it is, but we have the Xbox Showcase on the 9th of June, so could we see a Shattered Space trailer there? I do hope so, but I highly doubt it. For today, though, we are going to wrap that one up there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you enjoyed today's video? If you have, drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel. Whilst you're down below, also check out the link tree for our main channel and our TikTok and all that stuff, where we've got daily content there too. I've been Cowboy. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.